What's good, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of KJ Sports Talk, where y'all know what we do. We talk sports. And before I get into the video, man, I just wanted y'all to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and make sure y'all subscribe to KJ Sports Talk so y'all can get all the sports news, reaction, and reviews. But let's get into the topics today, and we do have a lot of things to get into today. It has been a crazy day in the NFL with free agency. Of course, I got to start off Dak Prescott. They officially franchise tagged him today. I think his franchise tag is a guarantee between $30 and $33 million, but it's only good for 1 year, but it's fully guaranteed. They have until July to come up with a long-term deal. Now, when it comes to this Dak Prescott situation, I understand both sides of it. I understand both sides. I can understand his point of view from this team has never had a problem with me. I haven't missed not one game. All I've missed in my whole career was one practice. Never missed a game. Y'all never had any trouble out of me. I've took this team to the playoffs. So why can I not get the money that I think I deserve? And then you look at all these other quarterbacks who Dak is way better than, no question. You look at quarterbacks Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, who is getting 30, 34, 36 million dollars in guaranteed money, and y'all are only offering Dak between 30 and 33 million. Carson Wentz has not even played a full season since he started his career. In head-to-head battles, Eagles versus the Cowboys, since Dak and Carson Wentz have been on the team, Dak has won more games. Dak has proven himself to be way more durable than Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz didn't even contribute to his team winning a Super Bowl. Yeah, he got them to the playoffs, but that year that they won the Super Bowl and got to the playoffs, dang near every team they played was either 500 below record. So he didn't even contribute to them winning the Super Bowl, and the Eagles paid him. Jared Goff had a pretty good year, took his team to the Super Bowl, but a lot of that did have to do with, you do have Todd Gurley in your backfield, did have a good defense. They did beat Dallas, not forget about that. But you can deliver a Super Bowl. But just who's better, like just pure quarterback, to me, Dak is better than both of them. The only person I can say Dak is not better than that did get their money is Russell Wilson. As far as all the other quarterbacks, Jimmy Garoppolo, even Matt Ryan, I'm sorry, Jared Goff, Wentz, Dak is better than all of them. And all of them has gotten their money, and y'all are not paid Dak. So I can understand why Dak is like, what do I got to do to get my money? And plus, on top of that, Ryan Tannehill today just got a $118 million contract with like $62 million of it guaranteed. All these quarterbacks that I'm better than is getting paid, but y'all are refusing to pay me my money. So I can see where Dak's frustration is coming in. I can see Dak's side of it. But then I look at Jerry Jones them, and I get where he's coming from too, because Dak hasn't taken us no further than what Romo did when Romo was here. And I tell everybody this, and I'm being completely honest. I'm being completely honest. If you were to give Tony Romo the same team that Dak Prescott has right now, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. We would have been and had Super Bowls. I'm just being honest. That's just my opinion. Y'all can debate that. That's just my opinion. If Romo had the same team that Dak has now, Romo did not have the defense, even though our defense didn't really show up last year. Romo did not have the defense that Dak has now. Romo did not have the running back that Dak has now. Granted, he did have DeMarco Murray, and DeMarco Murray did rush for a 1,300-yard season. But on a consistent basis like Zeke does, Romo did not have this running back. Romo did not have this team that Dak does. So if Romo would have this same team Dak does now, we'd have been to have a Super Bowl. But you've only gotten as far as Romo did with you having a more talented team than Romo did. And you look at last season, the Cowboys had the number 1 total offense last season. And we went 8-8. Sure, you can say a lot of that had to do with Jason Garrett, the coaching. But you got the weapons, the running back, Amari Cooper. You got the offensive line. But we were only able to go 8-8. And Dak, I'm pretty sure everybody knows by now, Dak wants $40 million. That's his long-term deal. He wants $40 million. The only quarterback right now that deserves $40 million, his name is Patrick Mahomes. Unless your name is Patrick Mahomes, you're not getting $40 million. That will be the first quarterback to get a $200 million deal ever in the NFL. Unless your name is Patrick Mahomes, you're not getting $40 million from me. So, like I said, I can see where both sides come in at. But they have until July to come to a long-term deal. And Dak has already said, if y'all franchise tag me, I will not show up. So he might pull in Ezekiel Elliott and just hold out until they pay him his money. They could sign and trade him. I don't know. So we're just going to have to wait to see what happens. But I can understand both sides of it. But I do think Dak should get paid. He turned down a fully guaranteed $105 million contract, which would have given him, I think, $34 million each year. But again, you're looking at other quarterbacks getting 36, 38. So I can understand where he's coming from. And then if I'm the Cowboys, if y'all offer me 105 guaranteed, what's the problem with bumping that up to like 108? What's the problem? Just $3 million more. Jerry, stop acting like you ain't got it, because we know you got it. We know that you got it. But in other news, the blockbuster trade happened today, which still shocks me. The Houston Texans traded their best wide receiver, arguably the best wide receiver in football, DeAndre Hopkins, to the Arizona Cardinals for running back David Johnson. This trade confused me a little bit because last year, but I think it was due to some injuries, David Johnson only rushed for 345 yards, 2 touchdowns. That was his stats last year. The year before that, he had 940 yards, 7 touchdowns. DeAndre Hopkins, 2019, 104 receptions, 1,165 receiving yards, 7 touchdowns. 2018, 115 catches for over 1,500 yards, 11 touchdowns. I don't understand this trade because Houston got a running back for DeAndre Hopkins when Houston was ranked number 9 in rushing in 2019, and Arizona was ranked number 10. So why trade for a running back when y'all were ranked in the top 10 in rushing? But I can understand why the Cardinals did it, because when you look at Larry Fitzgerald, the man is aging. Like, he's on his last leg. Still in my opinion, one of the best wide receivers in the league as far as hands go. Pure hands, like, it's undeniable. The man is one of the greatest at that. But he's aging. So, you got to look toward the future, and then you got to look toward giving Kyle Murray a consistent target in the wide receivers. Because even when DeAndre Hopkins leaves Houston still has Will Fuller on their team if he can't stay healthy. And then on the other side, y'all got Kenny Stills. So they're good at wide receiver. They're very good at wide receiver. So the Cardinals with Larry Fitzgerald, obviously, he's getting older. They need to give Kyle Murray a consistent target to look for. And I think now that they got their wide receiver, they don't have to use a high pick to get one in the draft. They need to focus more on getting the offensive line to protect Kyler Murray. Because in any Arizona Cardinals game I watched last season, I can almost guarantee you every time Kyler Murray went back for a pass, he was running for his life because his offensive line could not protect him. He was running for his life. So in the draft, they need to focus more on getting linemen to protect Kyler Murray. So in that case, I could see why they made that trade. Now we don't have to use draft picks to get wide receivers. We can look at getting our offensive line in order to protect our future quarterback. But as far for the Texans, you can really make the argument that other than Andre Johnson, DeAndre Hopkins is the best wide receiver in Houston Texans franchise history. And I really thought that him and Deshaun Watson were going to be a match made in heaven. But did not turn out that way. So the Texans traded DeAndre Hopkins to the Cardinals for running back David Johnson. And in other news, the Bengals put a franchise tag on AJ Green, which last season he did not play due to injury. Year before that, he did play 9 games and had 600 yards receiving. So I think that's a good move by the Bengals, mainly because with pretty sure they're going to draft Joe Burrow first pick of the draft this year. Pretty sure they're going to draft him number 1 overall pick. So if AJ Green is healthy, he's one of the top 5 receivers in the league. When healthy. So when he's healthy, you got him on the side, then you got Joe Burrow throwing him the ball. That can also be another match made in heaven right there. But it all depends on AJ Green's health, but they did franchise tag him today. The Tennessee Titans, they also franchise tagged the leading rusher in the NFL, Derrick Henry. I would guess that they did this to make room to sign Tannehill, which they did. And franchise tags for running backs is really not that much. I think his franchise tag is only worth $10 million. But I'm pretty sure they're going to sign him to a long-term deal. Like, how could you not? The man had over 1,500 rushing yards this past season, 16 touchdowns. Year before that, over 1,000 yards, 12 touchdowns. Like, if it wasn't for Derrick Henry, y'all wouldn't have made it as far as y'all did. Y'all would have not even came close to the AFC Championship if it was not for Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's ability to take over a game is pretty much what got y'all there. His ability to take over a game is just out of this world. He would take so much time off of that clock. He would not give the other team a chance to put their offense back on the field. And like I said today, they Tennessee Titans, they paid Ryan Tannehill 4 years for $118 million, 62 guaranteed. I seen plenty of reports about the Titans possibly calling Tom Brady to sign him, but I think the Ryan Tannehill signing makes way more sense for the simple reason Brady is 42 years old. Y'all have to look toward the future. We all know who Tom Brady is. We all know what he can do. We know what he's capable of. He's the GOAT. Let's just be real. But 42 years old, you gotta look to the future. And Ryan Tannehill had a pretty good season for them last year. He threw 2,700 yards, 22 touchdowns, but only 6 interceptions. So he doesn't turn the ball over. That's a good sign. But I think it's a good signing for Tennessee. In other news, Atlanta Falcons cut Devontae Freeman. I would say this comes as a shock, but not really, because his production has drastically went down over the last few years. I think last season he only had 656 rushing yards, only 2 touchdowns. So his stock lately, his production has been going down. So I can understand why they let him go. I think he had 3 years left on his current contract. He had 3 years with $21 million left. So your production going down, there's no need to sign you. But there's plenty of teams out here that do need a running back. So I'm pretty sure he'll find somebody out there to play for. The Vikings and old Kirk Cousins agreed to a 2-year extension worth $66 million. 61 of that guaranteed. I will say this about about Kirk Cousins, excuse me. The man is smart. Unlike all these other quarterbacks out here asking for long-term deals, Kirk Cousins he was like, yeah, going to keep franchising me, going to keep franchise tagging me. With the Redskins, the man made over $40 million with 2 franchise tags. 2. Then when he went to Minnesota, he didn't even ask for a long-term deal then. It was a short-term deal, just $3 million, $84 million all guaranteed. So Kurt is like, oh, y'all are asking for these long-term deals, and I'm getting short-term deals, but all my money is guaranteed that I'm getting all of it. It's not like these contracts that's $100 million, you're only getting 50 guaranteed. All of Kirk Cousins' money is being guaranteed. So the man is smart. I gotta get that to him. I can't even take that away from him. But I would say he does deserve his money because he is, regular season wise, he's a good quarterback. He gets his numbers. Last year he had 3,603 yards, 26 touchdowns. The man gets his numbers in the regular season. He just can't get, he's only had 1 playoff win in his whole career. He has to get past that hill in order to be considered one of the best quarterbacks in the league. But regular season, I got to give it to him. He does his thing in the regular season. But the man, he's very smart of how he's doing his contracts. He's making sure all the money he gets is guaranteed. There's no better deal than that. In other news, looks like the San Francisco 49ers defense then got a whole lot more dangerous. They agreed to a 5-year deal with Eric Armstead for $85 million. San Francisco's defense was ranked second last year, and they also had 48 sacks last year. They have the best defensive line in football. And what makes their defensive line so scary, they don't even need to blitz the quarterback. Most of their sacks were made from the front four. They don't even need to blitz. 48 sacks, and most of those sacks came from the defensive line alone. No blitzing. They barely blitzed the quarterback. So now you're about to have Bosa, Buckner, now Armstead on the line. It just got worse. It just got way worse. But in positive Dallas Cowboy news, they did sign tight end Blake Jarwin to a 4-year, $22 million deal. I'm pretty sure Dak Prescott is very happy about that. Even the tight end is getting paid before I do. I don't understand that. But yeah, man, it's been a crazy day in the NFL today. A lot of free agency going on right now. I will be sure to keep all y'all posted. And don't forget to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Make sure y'all look out for my next video, since Dallas Cowboys are still giving my man Dak Prescott his troubles. My next video will be who is more valuable to the Dallas Cowboys. Will it be Dak Prescott or Ezekiel Elliott? That will be the topic of my next video. Y'all make sure y'all drop your opinion in that comment box. But that's pretty much it, man. I will see y'all for the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, KJ Sports Talk, where we talk sports. And I'll see y'all on the next video.